video, we will talk about the hormonal regulation of the menstrual cycle. As we know, the menstrual cycle is around 28 days and it divided into two main fasts. Either follicle fast. Follicle fast is 14 days, and after that is the Ludium Fast. After 14 days to 28 days, and the day 14 is the middle of the menstrual fast. It's the ovulation. It happened in the day 14. Okay, so before we focus and do detail each fast, I would like to introduce you all the structure that we should know. Okay, here is the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. Hypothalamus is located in the brain, and after that it is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland it have anterior and posterior pituitary, but now we focus on anterior because it releases the hormone FSH and LH. Last but not least, it is the ovary. Ovary is it's on other side of the uterine here. Okay, this is the ovary. It's below and behind the fallopian tube. And in the ovary, we can see many follicle, and one of the follicle that it mature and it's bigger and become luminal. It's called Graafian follicle. Okay, Graafian follicle it contains mature age. It's called oocyte. So that's why it has an important role here in the menstrual cycle. Okay, now after we know about all the structure, now let's start about follicle fast. Follicle fast, it starts from the first day, the day 1, to the ovulation day, day 14. The first day of the follicle fast is the first day after menstruation. It means that the first day after period is the first day after follicle fast. So then we can choose that count from the last day. No, we count from the first day of the menstruation. The first day that the blood is coming is the first day of the follicle fast. So follicle fast, okay, start from here to here. In the follicle fast, it has the hypothalamus. Here is the anterior pituitary gland, and here is the ovary. Okay, first, pituitary gland, it releases the hormone GnRH. It is the gonadotropin releasing hormone, and GnRH it stimulates the anterior pituitary to release FSH and LH, but I want you to focus on FSH first. It is the follicle stimulating hormone because it is secreted higher slightly earlier, and it is the high concentration. So the follicle stimulating hormone, and this hormone it stimulate follicle in the ovary. Okay, especially the Graafian follicle. Okay, so FSH it stimulates the growth of the growing of the follicle, and the growing of the follicle, especially Graafian follicle, it produces the estradiol, E2 estradiol, or you can say estrogen because estradiol it is the main estrogen in the ovary. Okay, estrogen. So I just a little bit focus on it. Estrogen, estradiol, E2 in liver, it converted to estrone. It converted to estrone E1 by oxidation reaction, and E2 is free estriol. Okay, and after the estriol it's inactive, it became inactive form, and it will be break down, and it leave the body in urine. Okay, in urine, and it became the phenolic estrogen. So now we just look at the important role of estrogen here. Estradiol here, the man's role, it's thicken of the endometrium. It's thicken the endometrium. It stimulates the growth of endometriums. Okay, so I just take it develop as endometrium, and here it is the mechanism, the event that happened in the follicle fast. But in the day 30 or 13 and 14, estrogens, it have one of the most important role here. Okay, just look at it. estrogen is initially send a negative feedback to the pituitary gland, but after that, it switch to positive feedback. It switch to the feedback to positive. What does it mean? It means that it send a message to pituitary gland to release more LH and FSH, but significantly LH. Okay, so what happened when the increasing of luteinizing hormone? So LH it is increasing. The increasing of LH, we can say the LH surge. It means that LH is increasing significantly, so it trigger the graphene follicle to rupture. So graphene follicle rupture. When it rupture, we know that the graphene follicle it contains the mature age, so it releases the mature age. It releases mature age to fallopian tube. Here, mature age is the opposite to fallopian tube. If it can be held the fertilizing. Okay, so the mechanism and the process that release the mature eggs into fallopian tube is called ovulation. It is the ovulation and it's called ovulation day, and it's usually happen in the day 14. Okay, so this is the men's event that happen in the follicle in the follicle fast in the day 14. It's the ovulation day, and after that the graphene follicle, after it release the mature age, it will become a couples. It will become a coupuludium, and it's very important to recognize it. And we can go to the next fast. Is the Ludium Fast. So for the follicular fast, the first is hypothalamus. It releases GnRH, and GnRH it stimulates pituitary gland to release the hormone FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, that it's to stimulate the growth of the follicle in the ovary. And after that one, as the mature and the mature follicle is called graphene follicle, that it contains as the mature age. And when it grows, the growth follicle, it produces the estradiol, and estradiol in the liver it converted to estrone and estriol, and in the ovine it became phenolic estrogen. Okay, and the main important role of the estradiol is to thicken after endometrium. And in the day in the day 13 and 14, estrogen it gives the positive feedback to pituitary gland to release more LH, and it's called LH surge. The increasing significantly of LH it's trigger graphene follicle to rupture and release the mature age oocyte into fallopian tube. Okay, to fallopian tube. And graphene follicle, after it released the mature age, it became corpus luteum. And the process that graphene follicle it's released the mature age is called ovulations. Ovulation day it's usually happen the day 14th. Okay, so that all the mechanisms that happen in the follicle fast. And now we look at the next fast is the Ludium Fast. What happened in the Ludium Fast? As we know, the graphene follicle it's became the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. When it became the corpus luteum, it's the important source to it's the produce the progesterone. Okay, it produce the progesterone, and one of the important role of progesterone it's keep the uterus linking. It's keep the endometrium stick and ready for pregnancy. Okay, so very important here. It's like have the growth of the endometrium with the estrogens. Okay, but for the estrogens, it have the contrast actions with the estrogens. Progesterone, it will send the negative feedback. It send feedback to the brain to stop releasing hormone GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone FSH, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Okay, and as we know, if the FSH is lower, estrogen it's also lower. So now progesterone it's much increasing, but it gives the negative feedbacks to the brain to stop at the hormone, because it's very important. This mechanism it helps to prevent the new age from developing during this past luteum fast. Okay, so as we know that about the corpus luteum, here is the corpus luteum, and you see corpus luteum. Corpus luteum it will be breakdown in the if there is no fertilization. So corpus luteum it will be breakdown. 14 days it will be breakdown. Okay, it will be breakdown, and when as we know that the progesterone it's come from the corpus luteum. When the corpus luteum is breakdown in the 14 day after ovulations, so the progesterone also decrease. It decrease. So it decrease. As a result, progesterone is decreasing. Estrogen is decreasing because there is no FSH to stimulate the growth of the follicle anymore. So all hormone is increasing in the latter of the luteum fast. So the endometrium is no longer supported by progesterone and also estrogen, so it checks. And without progesterone and without estrogens, the uterus lining endometrium it cannot be stick. It check and it break down and it come out as blood. So this is called menstruation. It means that menstruation is the process that the endometrium is break down and come out as a blood. So here, just look at here, and then it start a new cycle. So the first day after menstruation day is the first day of Fical Fast. So this is the end of the Ludium Fast. Now we can look at the graphics here. You will understand, and I will do a summary here. The first is the first day when it both of the progesterone, estrogen, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone is lower. So no longer there is no the endometriums there is no longer supported by any hormone. So it check here. It's all low, and the first day of the follicle fast. And after that, hypothalamus it will release the hormone gonadotropin releasing hormone. Okay, when they release the two pituitary gland to release the hormone follicle stimulating hormone. Here it released both FSH and LH, but we focus on follicle stimulating hormone. Here you will see this. And estrogen also start to increase because the follicle fast FSH it have to grow out the follicle. A follicle out the follicle in the ovary it have the estrogen. It produces estrogen, so estrogen is slightly increase. Okay. And before the ovulations, when the estrogen is increasing significantly, okay, here is the start. The endometrium it start sticker. Okay, it starts sticker, and after that, the estrogen it will give the positive feedback to pituitary gland to release more LH. That's why if the nearest the ovulation day, the LH is increased significantly. Okay, because the positive feedback of the estrogens. When the luteinizing hormone is increasing, it's increasing much. Okay, the graphene, here is the graphene follicle. It's the LH surge to release the mature age. After mature age have been released in the fallopian tube, this follicle it became corpus luteum. Okay, and corpus luteum is the main source of to produce the progesterone. And as you see, progesterone it start increasing, much more increasing when the after ovulation. Okay, because of corpus luteum. Okay, it's here. And estrogen, progesterone, their role is to stiffness. Okay, you can see the stiffness of the endometrium, but one of one of their role is to give the negative feedbacks to pituitary gland and also the hypothalamus to stop releasing all the hormone like FSH, luteinizing hormone, and also estrogen. That's why all hormone here is start to decrease. Okay, and increase only progesterone. And corpus luteum, it will be breakdown 14 day after ovulation day. So when the breakdown after corpus luteum, progesterone it start to decrease because the soak have been breakdown. Okay, so it increase and everything is increased. Okay, and when increase, when all the hormone here, all hormone especially progesterone, estrogen is decreasing, the endometrium it have no longer supported, so here it start to shake, it start to break. Okay, and leave as a blood. So when it leave as a blood, the menstruation it's happen and it start from the first day of Fical Fast. So this is all about the menstrual cycle. So in here you can read it. Here's the name of the hormone and their role.